We haven't had closed primary elections for 240 years. We've had closed primaries for 12 years. Before that, for over 40 years, we had a much more open system. In fact, the United States Constitution sets it out plainly that it is the role of the states to set up their election system. And in the best tradition of our reform, of our reform movements in this country, we've always tried to live up to one basic guiding principle. And in my view, that goes all the way back to the Declaration of Independence, which said very clearly that government must be based on the consent of the governed.
And I suspect that if we had a longer conversation, we would probably agree on a lot of the problems that we face as a country, that you all face here in Idaho. Some, not all, but some of the problems that we face today are a result of the previous reforms that made political parties weaker and therefore less effective, and therefore more prone to capture by fringe minorities rather than to be, as American political parties are at their best, large, diverse coalitions, right? That have a tradition of incorporating Americans into our politics and serving as mediating institutions. Fundamentally, a big part of my concern about reforms like this is that I think they double down on past mistakes that aren't fully understood. Right? As we have weakened our political parties, Americans have said, well, I don't want to be a part of political parties. That used to be that parties, just the central committee or something even smaller than like a caucus system would nominate candidates, right? And I mean, if we like our Lincolns and our FDRs, right, and candidates from that era, then we have to acknowledge that something about that system seemed to produce statesmen. The idea that we're going to make things better by making our parties even less relevant and encouraging them to atrophy even more is doubling down on past mistakes.